Throw Gang, we are joined by the styling sultan, the word count wizard, the byline baron, must be a bouncer, how we got the kids needing ID, the magazine beloved by boys and girls every year. Yeah, it's biannual. He's not Canadian, but Tom Get Green, the media maestro, the EIC MVP, the copy king. He got hands all over the ink. That's that thumb print. Must shop at Union because he be Lincoln. Your clickbait brick mate, his drip rate make your dick shake. Oh, you're not fucking with the ID? How about you fit these nuts in your mouth? Oh, you're not fucking with the ID relaunch? How about you launch these nuts into your mouth? Call him Miranda Cosgrove because he's under the eye of Carly. He get dough like Pepperidge Farms from Montauk to Milano. That's the way the cookie crumbles with these Bettridge garbs. Editor-in-chief of ID Magazine, Thom Bettridge. Tom, how the hell are you?
Woo. That was good. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna take some of those and put them like at the bottom of my email or
Hit
something.
you like a Prime energy drink, which is what your energy drink of choice in the office.
Yeah. We just went public with that. We went public with that just now. Yeah.
Perjured immediately. What up, Tom? How are you?
I'm good, man.
Thanks for joining us in your week of senioritis, where you're just fucking bumming around at you're in between jobs.
Yeah.
Right. We're gonna focus on the new job,
the next chapter,
but also looking a little backwards.
Yeah. Happy to.
As someone that's been in the men's, just the fashion media game for decades now.
And if you know, fucking superstar, dude.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome to the Tom Tom Club. We all fam in the club.
Can we fit check this lame duck real quick?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Can you tell us everything that you're wearing today, Tom?
All right. So I got on my like Chipova fleece. This is like, I wear this to preschool, drop off the kids all the time. They love it.
In preschool drop off, are people like, who is this guy and why is he dressed ridiculous?
Yeah, that's what the adults
normies
think. The kids are like, oh wow, you got bunnies on your fleece. Like, cool, man.
New friend, new classmate.
This guy's cool, dude. This is a big kid right here.
I got my big pink jeans on.
Yep.
Who makes those?
These are Acne.
Oh, nice.
And then I got my rear Solomon collab.
The thigh highs.
Yeah, so
they're literally like a military combat
Stormtrooper
boot.
too.
There we go. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big believer in like a boot, and so when for example, like I've been buying Solomon boots like for years,
but for actual hiking or just hanging out.
Mostly hanging out, or like I feel like when I go on like a day trip for work, it's like has a kind of military tactical vibe to it.
Salute.
You're scaring the hoes and the coworkers. You're scaring the coworkers.
So when they finally did like a boot collab, because usually Solomon they do like running shoe collabs, or they did a boot collab. I was like, I need this.
Well, it's also the only way you can get rear because these are like $200, so it's 1/5 the price of their quarters.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like the fleece,
and you get two of them.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm waiting. My fleece is like lost in the mail.
Dude, mine too. It's
Really?
stuck in Germany because of the fucking port strike.
Wait, I'm the only guy that doesn't have the rear quarter zip.
Yes.
I'm going to kill myself.
It's okay.
I mean, it's like, at this point, like, there's going to be another like viral $1,000 menswear item by the time you get it.
Oh, $1,500.
At least.
The Laura Piana New Balance.
That's inflation, dude. That's Biden's America, bro.
Yeah. Do you know anyone who has the Laura Piana New Balances?
No,
Fuck no, dude.
because they all killed themselves.
Dude,
they
those suck. You can't. Don't sit here and. I'd rather you defend Prime energy drink than defend the Laura Piana New Balance, bro.
I haven't seen them in the flesh, so
no one has.
Are they out?
I mean,
did they drop?
Oh, actually, they might not be out.
Yeah, they might not even be out yet. Maybe you're right.
You're supposed to know this, by the way.
I know.
That's why you're here.
Senioritis.
Exactly. I'm in my Joe Biden era.
Yeah. How can you flash these for the camera? Maybe just like how?
Yeah, like
show the shaft.
like this way.
Let's see the shaft.
Let's see the shaft.
Yeah.
There's like they have a long shaft.
They do,
Dude.
Yeah.
It is a combat boot.
Yeah. And the upper is made of like this kind of like weird, like kind of stretchy.
I think they look sick.
So when you pull the lace, it's like,
Are they mad comfortable?
yeah,
Okay.
super comfortable. Like I could walk like.
So it's function over form in this case.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Okay.
What about the socks underneath those?
Yeah.
Stormtroopers.
Yeah. Well, actually, the first day I wore them like dress socks underneath for some reason. Like
You blister your shins.
and the metal like little nubbin that that cinches it. It was like digging into my leg. And
You're doing a great sell on these fucking terrible.
So wear tube socks. Wear tube socks with the thigh.
I'm literally
highs.
wearing tube socks right now. So,
Do you know the brand?
Wigwam.
Nice.
Ooh,
I
great
love a
sock.
Wigwam. Yeah,
Great
good sock. Yeah.
What's under the quarters or the fleece? Excuse me.
It's just a little like
Is it a cool tee?
no, just a normal like.
What's your white tee of choice?
I like a Gildan.
Okay.
They do double XL, right?
Yeah, they do double XL. They got
Is it hard?
gigantic man.
Is it hard being in fashion as a man that is like
A mountain?
built like Hodor?
To be honest, yeah. Like I feel like a lot of the
Sucks being tall,
Japanese
I know,
brands, a lot of the Italian brands like don't make my size, or like you got to kind of look really
You
hard.
can't
for
buy
it.
any Japanese shit at all, right?
No, I mean
Right.
like it goes up. Like the biggest size is like 2 sizes smaller than me.
Damn, bro. Being tall is so hard.
Yeah, the cross you bear, dude.
Being more valued by society is such a fucking pity party.
Can we talk about the AP, dude?
Yeah, I mean I'm a big AP aficionado.
Really?
Yeah,
That
friend
must
of the
be
brand,
nice.
friend of the house.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, like I know people there, and I love them, and like they're super cool, and I've like spoken at their events before and stuff. But like,
Go on
I also
14?
love the watches. So
You get discount or
Yeah. Well, how does that work? Can you say?
no, definitely not a discount.
Oh.
But like, I
You
definitely
can get it though. You can.
Yeah.
You're given the opportunity. You're not on a wait list. You can get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Royal
Like,
Oak?
Yeah.
like,
So
get
this is like a chronograph one. So it's like
Beast.
it goes, and I'm really into watches that are like tonal. So it's like I like this kind of like silver on silver like look. You
I like it, dude.
So
what about the little pinky ring?
ooh, so this pinky ring, I have 2 pinky rings.
Oh.
So there's like a little Cartier, and
Okay.
then the other ring my cousin made for me. She's a goldsmith,
Nice.
and it says around and around and around, and it just goes on forever.
Cheeky.
Yeah.
And you wear that
Shout out
as
your
like,
cousin,
think about
dude.
it.
and you put that under the Cartier.
Yeah.
Priorities.
Yeah.
That's stacked pinky rings. We're both pinky ring guys, but stacking is cool,
Our
dude.
pinkies aren't big enough.
I know
That's
your
why.
pinky's the size of
Literally,
index
like
finger.
this
cock.
Cartier, my pinky
I
is the
did say
biggest
that.
size they make.
Really?
Yes.
Oh shit.
what is that, like an 8? 9?
I like no, even bigger, like 12 or something.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's like our thumbs.
Yeah,
what
they
about-
have a drawer like just for like the NFL guys.
What about the panties, Tom?
Like underneath the
But what else would they be?
probably Calvin's. I buy Calvin's a lot.
Okay.
Like 3-pack.
All right.
You know,
What about the backpack?
Oh yeah.
the
You're-
backpack. All right, so I'm actually a backpack enthusiast.
Really?
Yes, I love backpacks.
How many do you have?
Probably like 8.
Do you get a lot of backpack hate?
Well,
It's childish, dude.
It's
He's
childish.
he's always taking the stance. I disagree. I think there are good
Right.
backpacks out there, but as a backpack expert, we want to hear from you.
Well, so I don't get backpack hate, but I do notice that I have like a calfskin duffel that's like my kind of like grown up bag.
Mhm.
And I do notice when I wear it that people take me more seriously.
Yeah, dude. A backpack on you looks like a tiny little fucking
Like a little
Little Japanese squirrel thing. What, your bag is stuff. What are you keeping there? Dad shit?
I got like, yeah, lots of stuff, man. I mean, I like that bag I take with me everywhere. It's got like my laptop, it's got an iPad. It
For the work
randomly-
you're not doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Why do you have a laptop and an iPad?
Movies.
You know, yeah,
Work.
you could do
Everything you do on your iPad, you could do on a laptop.
you could watch Real Housewives of Potomac.
Is that your go-to?
Do your I mean, I love all the Real Housewives.
You fuck with Salt Lake City right now?
That's actually the one I don't.
Really?
Oh, it's the best one.
Yeah. Well, it's like I just need to catch up on it.
Okay.
Mm.
But I'm a big Potomac fan, a big Beverly Hills fan.
OG.
New York,
OG
I don't
shit.
mess with the new New York.
The
cast.
new New
Jenna
York.
Lyons.
The new
Yeah.
New York apparently is garbage.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I like Orange County.
OC is fire, dude.
Because like that's the thing is I like the kind of like exotic, like
Orange County.
suburbanness of it.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
that's like you know,
it's,
whereas, like, I
it's
feel
foreign
like,
to you.
yeah, whereas I feel like watching Jenna Lyons is like too close to home.
Like
a
I
little
know
bit.
her.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like yeah,
That's
it's
the
like, I don't-
homie.
Yeah, like I don't want like I want to see like you know like the wine mom in OC.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, respect.
And you're sipping on is that everything? We get everything?
Yeah.
What's this cord that's half hanging out your pocket?
Oh, this is my
Okay.
my car key.
oh,
My,
you drove here?
yeah, my wife is like a survivalist.
So she wove you a
she
key
has
dream catcher?
we have a lot of paracord
Okay.
in our house in case of like some type of
In
emergency.
case of the
or something.
apocalypse.
What's the
Yeah.
craziest like doom prepper shit you got going on?
My car has like a lot of food in it.
Really?
Yeah, like
Non-perishables?
Do you
non-perishable.
have a can opener?
Yeah, because the thing is, you remember there was that like ice storm in like Buffalo,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and there was people who got trapped in their cars.
Yo, mad people
and-
died. That was
yeah.
serious, bro.
So my partner bought a bunch of food for our car after that. 'Cause
She
was
thought
like,
the ice storm was going to come south.
yeah, or if like something happens, you know.
Did you go to
she's like,
Montreal
so-
for work?
I
lot?
have. I've driven to Montreal. I did it once.
Okay.
And it's actually a really nice drive.
But
I'd
that can
recommend
be, the weather can get pretty gnarly. But like in New York, it's like 38 degrees at the coldest in winter now.
Yeah, no, New York is like, it's very, also like, I feel like the city, like the floor of the city is like heated by like
what
steam
rats
or something.
by the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Splinter. Oh, we should say when you said Montreal, we should say Thom used to work at Essence.
Right.
And
Which
he-
we're going to talk about.
Okay.
We're going to talk about.
Right. Just
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
say. Give some
But you are
context.
here as the new EIC of ID Magazine. That is a complete fit check, complete drink check. What?
Yeah, congrats. No, I'm saying congrats on the gig, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see us featured in there. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of the only podcast that matters. Thomas. First question.
Thom.
The question on everyone's minds. The question we got to know. As the new editor-in-chief of ID Magazine, what is your first day of work fit going to be?
Ooh.
You haven't thought about it for real, dude?
I actually haven't thought about it.
Come on, dude.
Well, let's can we come up with it together?
Sure.
Yeah.
What do you think the vibe is?
I mean, well, the thing is, like, I feel like you don't want to show up to your first day working too hard with the fit, because then it looks like
Try hard.
you thought about your fit too much.
Tuxedo.
Or like maybe the rear quarter zip will come
Wait,
down.
All rear.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the proper pronunciation?
rear?
Rear.
I just go rear.
All right, so you don't want to try too hard. So you're not going to go too fashion-y.
Yeah.
Like
I
something
think-
like powerful though.
Yeah, well, you can kind of. Well, the thing is, I'm a fan of kind of like a rope-a-dope in terms of power dynamic. It's like I feel like I like to seem like a very chill guy
But
in a way that disarms people.
But you're a terrible
and then
boss.
what? You
and
work
you're so mean.
work them to the bone.
Exactly. So like maybe I'll wear like another cuddly teddy bear fleece kind of thing.
Trick everyone.
Trick everyone to think I'm
Bring
nice.
donuts.
Yeah, I'd be like, how you doing today?
A box of Joe from Duncan.
Yeah, box of Joe, like Ben Affleck, like walking in, like looking sad.
Well, when you first got hired, when the news went around, your boss, Carly Kloss, said, "No one embodies the future of ID more than Thom. His creative instinct and cultural fluency make him the ideal person to chart the magazine's next chapter. I trust in Thom's vision and know the magazine is poised to leave yet another indelible mark on the world under his leadership." How long did you spend ghostwriting that for her?
I actually didn't ghostwrite it for her, but whoever did,
Smashed it
yeah,
out the park.
they're getting the quarter zip in the mail.
They need a raise. They need a promotion.
Did
Yeah.
you see that when the public saw that, or did you get a little preview?
I saw it. Well, I had to write my own little quote for that press release, so I only saw it when I was like pasting my own
Okay.
quote
In the Google
into it.
Doc.
In the Google Doc.
It's like,
Yeah,
oh
saw it
shit,
in the
I better
Google
step my
Doc.
shit up.
Yeah, I was like, damn, like, okay. Yeah.
What was the pitch that kind of got you on board to join up with a magazine that's in like a relaunch moment in 2024?
I've basically been making magazines my entire adult life. Like even when I was in college, like I was like the guy who edited the magazine in college. And
Where did you go to school?
I went to Columbia.
Okay.
And the
Nice.
thing about it is that like
Ivy.
You fucking nerd.
3 but I think when I was leaving college, everyone's like, magazines are dying, you're going into an industry that's completely fucked.
Yeah,
What year did you graduate?
What's up?
What year did you graduate?
2012.
Okay.
They were
So-
right.
Yeah, it was like a pretty so like I feel like I've made it almost kind of like my mission to keep magazines
Prove
relevant.
the haters
Okay.
wrong.
Yeah, literally, like like it's like that's like I got that chip on my shoulder, like and I think that I've only ever made lit magazines, so what's
Wait,
stopping me? from
Literary
doing
or
it?
lit?
No,
like-
lit is in fire.
Okay. Got it.
You're an interview, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What other what else have you
Interview, high snobiety, 032C,
been?
Ooh.
all pretty good.
I forgot about the high snob era. That was before the Instagram captions became this long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was a little bit at fault for that.
Oh, you were? Oh, no, dude, you're to
Bro.
blame?
I mean, like we were doing some like long form Instagram posting
Okay.
a little bit during my
Okay.
era.
All right.
Yeah.
Can I be an asshole real quick? Worst IG account in the world.
Sorry.
So what was the pitch? So if you are the guy that I assume you collect vinyl, I assume you love physical media.
Mhm.
What was the pitch that got you from? Because now Essence is it deals in the physical and the tactile, and that they sell clothes, but like it's all digital content.
Mhm.
What you were doing there. So what was the pitch that got you to come on board with ID?
You know, I think it's really just about like an attitude, because like I think that, you know, even though they still are doing print, like they want to do it in a way that has like a digital impact and kind of has that, you know, that halo effect, you know, because I think with SSENSE, like SSENSE had been doing content long before I started, but then like when I came, we really focused on like, okay, how do we take that and like make it about being on social and like having these kind of viral moments, like having like the kids spelling bee and like all all those kinds of things.
You guys love that kid spelling bee.
Yeah, I mean, people like I've never done something that got that many like just like people like randomly that I don't even know being like,
You killed it.
yeah, I mean like, oh wow, like I've seen that. Like
Okay.
So yeah, it was pretty wild with that.
All right. Well, do you feel any pressure though to step into the giant and tasteful shoes of Alistair McKim, the GOAT?
I mean, not really. Like, I mean, when we started, like,
Next question.
I mean, when we were doing interview, it's like that was like Andy Warhol's magazine.
Right.
And, like
True.
that wasn't that scary. So I don't know. I think like I love Alistair and like I think he did a great job, but you know, my vibe is different, and like I feel like I'm just gonna do my thing. And
Okay.
I literally told him like when I got announced, I was like, dude, like I hope I do you proud with this.
That's
you know,
cool.
because I was like,
That's very adult. That's very grown.
yeah, and also like I want the whole ancestry of it to be into it. You know,
Yeah, I
you
mean
wanna-
the history there is real. I mean, it's like interviews, same thing like you're talking about. Like the pedigree is crazy.
yeah, I mean like wild stuff you don't even think about. Like you know, the first fashion editor was like Edward Enninful.
Who's
that?
Wait, for real?
No, I'm totally kidding.
Okay.
We can move on.
Okay.
Or like, you know, you had you know, like Sade's first cover.
Yes, sure.
You know, like I think Madonna's first cover was an ID cover. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong, but like one of her
Mhm.
very early ones
Yeah.
definitely was.
Is it like, you know how when a designer enters or, you know, starts at the helm of a new house, new for them, and they have to like pay homage to like the house codes and like the history and everything. Do you feel any of that? Or are you just like, I'm just going to do me?
Well, you know, this would come up a lot with the interview thing because, like, you know, you could get caught in this trap of like, what would Andy Warhol do? Like,
Mhm.
what's the? But it's like if you think about it, it's like Andy Warhol is never sitting around being like, what would Picasso do? Or like, what? So it's, you kind of have to like, it's like for me, it's almost like method acting. Like you intake the character of the magazine and then like you behave with that in you rather than trying to
Okay.
do like little homages all the time.
So if you could describe ID in like 3 words, like what comes to mind?
Yeah, what's the
immediately?
character?
Yeah.
I think it's irreverent.
Mhm.
I think it's underground, and I think it's youthful.
Like our podcast. That's literally you just described our pod.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what everyone wants to be, right? No one wants to be reverent. If you're even like, oh,
No one wants to be old full.
yeah, you'd be like, oh man, I love that really reverent podcast.
Good movie though.
Hey, man, I really like the status quo.
Yeah.
Let's just keep this. Let's just chill.
Yeah, I went to this really great, like above ground restaurant.
Well, you did say, I don't know if this was in your like quip that ran alongside your bosses, but you said that the quote, the magazine has been an early advocate for all the cultural movements that have defined our time. Is
Yeah.
that from like your like job announcement?
Yeah. I mean, I think, you know, in a way, I think especially today with magazines, like I think one purpose they serve, even though we find out everything online, is that they have a way of making things iconic and making things matter. And so I think, you know, one purpose magazines can serve now is like to take culture that's maybe not like minted
Mhm.
as being like important and like making it important, you know? And so like I kind of want to operate on that edge of like, you know, who, and because also when you think about it now, like if you ask a 16-year-old like who their favorite celebrity is or something, it's like they're not going to say someone that you know or like that you see on magazines. They're going to say like some like
Logan
you know,
Paul because
yeah, exactly. You know, that's the thing. So it's like, so how do you kind of like find like how do you like
Logan Paul on
widen
the cover? That's how.
exactly? Yeah. Like, you
That'd
know,
be cool.
with the prime, like 2 primes.
Yeah, you do a
I mean, I'm
360
sure-
advertising deal with Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like a Mr. Beast.
yeah.
With like,
Feastables issue.
what's that face he does is like, What's it
His
called?
smile is insane.
Is that it's called a soy face or something, right? Is that
No,
what it's
soy is more like.
Yeah, that's soy. So what's the other face called? It's like
The Wojak?
the like.
Oh, well, yeah, they're all. It's white guy shit.
Yeah. I'm
That's
not.
called unseasoned chicken.
Boiled chicken breast. Dude.
Yeah. But so what are the cultural movements that you think are defining our time right now?
I think it's I feel like we live in a world where there's so many like really, really powerful niches. Like I feel like the internet 10 years ago was about like mass, like influential, like Kardashian Jenner clan type of celebrities. Whereas like now I feel like for example, with you guys have like such a strong cohort of like dudes who care about pants.
Yeah.
Who
Pants.
And one girl.
Yeah. And it's like, that's actually like for me, like that's where the energy is like in those people
Pants.
who have like a lot
In the lower half of the body.
yeah, exactly.
Those
In
are
your loins.
Yeah, those are called power bottoms.
Yes. So like that to me, like I feel like that's an example of like the type of like that to me is like what subcultures look like. It's not like people
today.
Yeah, because I don't think people like hang out like on a corner and like chill the way they did.
Check out Times Square.
Check out this bar I heard about in GQ called Time Again.
I get what you're saying though.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, it's
So you want to bring like you want to shine a spotlight on those people, or you want to like bring them into the fold where it's like, hey, with the ID co-signing coverage, this is making it we're minting you.
Stamping.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think what ID did back in the day that was so cool was like it made new celebrities. It didn't just like do covers with the
Sade
people.
first cover, like you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like,
Oasis, like there's, or maybe that was the face. My bad.
yeah, but I mean, it could have been. Yeah,
Same shit. Same shit.
I'm still doing my research.
Dazed ID the face. Who gives a fuck, man? No, I'm kidding.
But yeah, it's like, so that's like for me, like that's more interesting to me than being like, oh man, like can we get blah blah blah
Bieber.
Yeah, or like whatever. Because I feel like a lot of magazines, like, and I've been privy to these convos, it's like the cover will just be like the most famous person who answered their email that
Do you want to move away? I don't really know if ID is like in this thrall of the celebrity industrial complex now, but do you want to move away from that?
I think I want to like play back and forth, because I think there's something to being able to flex on people
Yeah.
with a cover, but then to just flip the script when you want to and like have that freedom,
I think what Mel does at interview is kind of like recontextualizes celebrities where you're like, oh yeah, of course J-Lo is the biggest fucking star in the world, but then whatever in these photos and then like the actual article itself, it's like, oh, actually this is kind of like an interesting perspective on her now.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's like you see like the like kind of the like a different side of the person.
A little like warts and all.
Yeah. And like and that's I think kind of like that's what it should be for. Like you don't want to see like the press photo version
Right.
of the person. Like because you've seen like I've seen J-Lo's face like so many times.
And
in my
it's a
entire
good
life.
looking face. Let's be real.
Oh, you're looking at the face?
Yeah.
I'm Team
looking at
Mariah.
that power bottom.
So you're going to flip the script twice a year because ID is going to be biannual, right? Confirmed.
Yeah. And something we're gonna do is we're gonna actually do like print zines in between. So
Oh,
we're gonna
nice.
do like for example, like I hadn't started yet when they made it, but like that Charlie XCX zine they did last month, that'll be like we'll be doing stuff like that all year too.
But you didn't make it biannual. That wasn't your decree just so you would have less work.
Well, it's crazy because actually like weirdly with because I've done biannuals, I've done quarterly, I've done 6 times a year, and weirdly with magazines, like it just takes as long as you have to make it to do it. Like
I think that you could say that about anything.
yeah, it's like, but it's weird because like if you have 6 months to make a magazine, you'll spend all of those
Right, of
6
course.
months.
6 months in a
Like
day.
if you have 2 months,
Use
you
it
can
or
do
lose
2.
it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you kind of just so it's weird. Like it kind of ends up being the same work. Weirdly.
Are the zines going to be like, okay, we're going to, be like relevant and timely, whereas the biannuals are more like, I don't know, glossy, like coffee table artifacts?
Yeah, exactly. And like I think
Objet
also
d'art.
what's fun about zines too is like you can kind of let someone like take it over. Like we used to do that a lot at 032C. Like we would do something with like Collier Shore doing Kristen Stewart and like turn that, and like you can kind of
Jurgen
make it its
Teller
own.
and Kim K.
Yeah, exactly.
Another
Like,
example, seeing warts and all in that power bottom.
yeah, exactly. Warts and all on that power bottom.
That shit is a dumper, dude.
If you got warts on the power bottom, maybe you want to see a doctor.
You need to sew that on a pillow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Needlepoint.
Yeah, a little needle play.
Yeah.
Do you think like how else do you see or do you want to kind of steer ID away from like all the pitfalls of modern day media, which like we can go on and on, but like, the clickbait, the celebrity fucking bullshit, the Instagram that is just reposting other people's photos onto their feed. What High Snob does that Lawrence hates and me as well.
Thanks, woke.
Well, I just think that like, all that shit, it's like square peg round hole behavior, because like I feel like we've entered an era in media where it's like, I mean, when's the last time you've been on like a publication's website? Like I feel like I haven't been on GQ.com in months.
Really?
Like I follow their Instagram, but
Sure.
it's like,
I mean, that's what IG is for publications, right?
yeah,
So
exactly. So it's
up.
like, but the thing is like a lot of places, like they're getting their stats are based on like the website. So they're just like, they're doing shit to just show up on the algorithm or like,
sure.
like GQ isn't actually necessarily doing that, but like other people do where it's like, oh, like let's talk about Bianca Sensori or like, celebrity slipping on a banana peel or whatever. Just like,
Yeah. By the way, prayers up for Bianca.
yeah.
Yeah. And for whoever slipped on that banana peel. God damn. How did you not see that coming? That's so fucking obvious. It's 101. So you want to not fall into those patterns where it's just like, hey, look at the metrics. The metrics are saying we're successful.
Yeah. And also just going to spaces where it works, and that's why throughout my career, like, I mean, I started as a man of letters relatively, like, I was
A
like,
man of letters.
like
That's a Columbia
I
ass
edited a
fucking thing to
philosophy
say, dude.
magazine or whatever, but now it's like, I do like TikToks and shit, but
Right,
like,
hell
but that's where like you can actually have an audience. Whereas like, so you have to kind of adapt to the times and like go where the people are.
Yeah,
You're
bro,
not like
in
an old head hater. Like you understand the power of that though. You just want to like class up the joint.
Yeah, or like I want everyone to eat, like it's like if there's a way to take the message and put it somewhere else, like that's cool too. I mean, one of my I'll tell you guys this right now because it might happen, it might not. But one of my fantasies about ID is like I'd love to create the ID version of like the Breakfast Club.
We're available.
Like Charlemagne?
Yeah, like a
Not like
a
morning show.
like a daily morning show
not John
where you get like Alex Consani and like
Right.
John Galliano to come in and like talk or like
Listen,
whatever.
bro.
Yo,
like,
don't put him live, dude.
Yeah, like bombshell interviews like that. Like I feel like that.
Complex did this, and then that's how we got DJ Academics and the Joe Budden podcast.
That's
So
right.
Yeah.
If you want to fucking,
Be
flap that
careful.
butterfly's wings.
What you wish for.
Yeah.
Can I air myself out?
Yes.
I also listen to the Joe Budden podcast.
Fire.
I mean, he's super popular.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love this genre of podcast where it's like 4 hours long
Oh, you like a
And-
long form.
and you can kind of like put it on, like clean your house and like
What, when
sort
you're
of
fucking
semi-listen.
Organizing the canned food in your car.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like hearing about like, the Drake beef or like
Diddy- the Diddy oil shit.
Yeah, or like what like Joe losing his like Bottega wallet at the airport or whatever.
You ever go to any Diddy parties while you're we're dabbling around in High Snob or
I was too old, I think.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
You must
I
be
was-
this tall to ride the fucking
Yeah, I
loose,
was too
dude.
big too. They can't take me down like that. I'm too.
No, you're Diddy's
yeah.
worst nightmare.
Yeah, like you need a lot of medicine to
Oh, yeah.
get me to fall asleep.
Yeah.
For sure.
Double dose this guy.
You need a bear tranquilizer.
Should young people aspire to work in media?
Ooh.
I mean,
Because the Greek chorus has been saying media's dying, media's dead ever since you were retiring in 2012,
Yeah.
right? Or sorry, not retiring, graduating.
first of all, like
Matriculating.
never do what the chorus is telling you to do.
Okay.
But I think with media, like do it because you like it. Like I work in media because it's like I would get so bored doing anything else, And so it's like the fact that I've been able to make a living off of it is like a bonus.
A blessing.
It's like, whereas I think if you're doing it for clout or whatever, it's like you're just gonna not have fun because it's so hard,
Do you see that in some of your, we don't need to name anyone, but colleagues and peers where it's like they're miserable, but they're doing it because they just want to be seen and known?
Well, something I do notice, like in fashion in particular, is like I feel like there's a lot of people who do it for like the treats. Like they're like, ooh, like I love going to like the cruise show and like
Yeah.
in Venice. And I love that all these PRs like kissing my ass, like sending me little things. And it's like, that to me is like the worst, because it's like once you're doing it for the treats, first of all, like you're owned by the brands and you're just kissing their ass. But then also like, you know, it's like what's the point? It's like, you know, like
it's like these people, they might also suck at their jobs, but they're very good.
A lot of them do, honestly.
But they're very good at getting the IG or looking like they were there.
Yeah, they're little.
But is that not more important in some ways?
I mean, not really, because it's like, because then your audience is like the other people in the industry and not
not a real
world.
consumer.
And that's like my number one thing, and like my number one pet peeve is like I feel like so many people think they're talking to the world, but they're just talking to their friends. You know what I mean?
Talking to their close friends list straight up.
Yeah, and being like, oh, it's like, you know, it's like there's so many magazines out there where it's like the only people who look at them are like photo agents, model agents, publicists, and that's it. So it's like this weird like echo chamber shit that like I think just doesn't. Yeah, it's just not interesting to me. You know what I mean?
As a manager, as a former EIC, as a current EIC, have you had to like ever crack the whip on people where you're like, yo, your job is not to look cool on Instagram. Your job is to report the shit and write the shit, identify the shit.
Yeah, you know, it's tough because like I'm not trying to be like a disciplinarian. So I feel
HR
like
do that for you.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, HR. No, I'm just kidding. But I feel like, you know, the best way to do that is just to lead by example. Like, you know, like I'm always like first in, first out. Like, you know, you'll see me answering your email at like 11 p.m., whatever. So it's like, I feel like if you set that tone, people feel weird. Unless they're totally headless, people feel weird just like fucking around.
What's your work-life balance though, dude? You have a fan. Like,
I've been getting like better at it. Like, I think something I always do is like nowadays, like I used to always stay at the office super late. But now what I do is like, I'll go home at 5, make my kids dinner. And then I'll like, after they go to bed, like do some shit. Yeah. And that's actually kind of nice because you can kind of like unplug for a second.
And raise your family.
Yeah, exactly.
And then send emails even later so people think you're working even harder.
Yeah, they're like, whoa, man, he's up at like midnight.
The illusion of fucking hard work.
You ever schedule emails to get sent out at like 2 a.m. So people are like, oh shit.
Well,
Tom's
funny.
up.
Back when I worked in Germany, it's actually like semi-illegal to like send people emails after. So I would like schedule them for like 8 a.m. Berlin time. Right? Like it's like
in Italy, it's illegal to work during the summer, which is awesome, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like, can you imagine? Like, that's.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
he practices what he preaches. Let me tell you that.
I love it.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so if a lot of magazines are just shouting to the echo chamber, if they're prioritizing the wrong things, which is just the little treats, the little perks, who else out there is doing it right, in your opinion?
I mean, I think there's a lot of people out there. I mean, I think like we were just talking about interview. Like, I think my boy Mel, like, you know, he's setting a gold standard right now.
Shout out Melvin.
Like, you know, those anniversary covers are amazing.
Went hard as fuck. Dude.
You know, I think there's people who are really getting it. I just think that there's just a lot. Like, I just think that people they'll lose focus and just like, you know, they start with something good, but then it becomes more about like,
they get corrupted.
Yeah. Well, because it's like, you know, you're around your peers more than you're around your audience. So it's like you want to make those people happy naturally, you know.
How do you stay plugged into what the audience wants?
You know, I just like talk to people a lot. Like I have like a lot of people who I just like
on the street.
Like randoms?
Yeah, or even just like
how much
like,
money do you make? Can I see your apartment?
Are you a TikTok guy?
Like I'll talk to like my 15-year-old cousins or like
what are they into?
You know. What are
they wearing? What is a 15-year-old wearing?
Yeah.
They're wearing like, you know, it's interesting. I feel like people 18 and younger are like very like simple.
Okay.
Well, like, I feel like they're very
their
like,
frontal lobe isn't fully developed by the way.
Is your 15-year-old cousin about to convince you to put the Rizzler on the first cover of ID magazine?
That'd be sick, by the way.
No, but you know what I mean? Like I never like I feel like when I was, you know, because when I was like 16, I went through like a glam rock era.
Hell yeah.
So
like Mark Bolan, Bowie,
Mark Bolan. This is because I was like when I was in high school and like the Strokes were like big, you know, or like Pete Doherty or whatever. So like I had this kind of like I was in this kind of like I'd wear like Chelsea boots and like a
pork pie hat.
Like no, not that far.
Thank God.
But like I had like long hair, maybe like a blazer that was like tattered. Like I looked like kind of like a foppish like
foppish
dirty gutter gutter boy. Dirty gutter boy.
Can you send us the throwback thing?
Oh yeah, I could try to find that.
Please.
Yeah. And I was in a band.
What do you play?
Yeah, I play guitar badly.
Is the music out there?
I don't think it's recorded.
What was the band called?
It was called The Fuzz.
That's great.
You had the band.
And then we had
really
another
good.
brand called Breast.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Titty.
Teddy.
Power tops. All right, so Mel killing it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, let's shout out some peers that you respect.
Some peers that I respect.
Yeah, we're not gonna get you to hate. Let's show some love.
I mean, my sensei Jorg from 032C.
Go.
He's still there.
Yeah, I mean he owns the place.
Yeah.
He's like, you know,
That's like became like there. I saw some shit like when they're doing the runway shows. People are like, "Holy fuck!"
yeah,
Like this is like a real brand.
yeah, and he really had the vision for that. Like I remember at the time, like it was the idea of a magazine making clothes was like super weird, you know. And then like when we started doing the merch, we did the Sade shirt that went viral, and then like people started picking up on that. But like that guy's vision to just be like to just do shit that's not like on the radar yet is like amazing. And like he also like he kind of was like the guy who taught me like how to be in the fashion world, but like not like lose yourself in it. You know what I mean? Like
Don't
he's
get
like
lost in the sauce.
yeah, because like he's the type who like goes to Fashion Week and is like late for the show because he's at like the Pompidou at like an architecture exhibit. Like or you know, like I
Guess
think
who else
like
with the Pompidou recently?
You
Your
know.
boy.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Flex.
what happened at the Pompidou?
Surrealism exhibition.
You were in it.
It's the it was crazy, bro. I was an upside down umbrella.
Yo, bro, the Pompidou is a fucking movie,
Yeah.
dude.
felt like Mario coming in and out of those pipes. Fuck. What else was I gonna ask? Do you think ID is gonna go the route of modern day magazines where we're starting to see like it's not just print and words, it's video, it's social media, it's product, it's a retailer.
It's a morning show.
Definitely.
Yeah?
You know, like I think like we're still charting what that is, but I feel like that's kind of part of
I guess
any
ID
media
did
right now.
a collab with Stussy.
Yeah.
And Goldie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that went hard.
Yeah. That went hard. Yeah. So it's like
Sold
I
out.
feel like there's potential there, you know. And
Oh,
also,
yeah.
and also especially if you don't do it in like a thirsty way, you know, where you're like you do it with like brands you care about, do it like really simple, you know. And it was funny. I actually like learned this. So 5 years ago, I did this like profile of Kim Jones for GQ.
He
And
just died according to GQ's show notes.
Oh yeah, Sam Hyden had a little fuck up.
he died.
Well, he was talking about the future with all the designer moves. And he's talking about Eddie, and he was talking about Virgil, and he's talking about Kim Jones. And there was an era where he's obviously talking about Virgil passing, but he wrote Jones. So he was like, Kim Jones died of leukemia. That was rough. Shout out Sam.
Yeah.
But like, you know,
I can't believe you brought that up.
What? It's immortalized in the email.
I told you about it.
no, I mean, Kim is like, he's a guy that he knows how to secure a bag.
Kim.
Yeah. And watching
Yeah.
the way,
Are you kidding me?
Fucking shit.
watching the way he operated, like, cause I was like a fly on the wall. Like I would follow him like fittings and stuff. And like, and something I noticed about him was that like at every job he's done, there's like people who've been with him like at like every stage.
Oh, he brings them along.
Yeah, no, and so he's got like, and that's why like you can go in to Dior in like 6
Right.
months.
That's why he
Like,
still has a Caesar.
I was gonna say he brought along his barber for the dust.
yeah,
season,
exactly.
dude. Come on, dog.
How many times you get that Caesar tucked up and you're trailing him?
I was like, that was the first thing I thought of. His haircut is so bad, dude.
Yeah,
He looks like a fucking chav.
He is. He is.
He is.
He is. He is.
he
He's a
embraces
chav,
it.
100%.
He embraces it. I remember there was the funny thing at High Sobriety, like there would be dudes on my team blogging, and like I let people just roast stuff because
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't want, like I feel like I wanted there to be like that.
It's the human condition.
That scary vibe where it's like, hey, we might roast you. And I remember someone roasted this like Kim Jones Nike capsule that was like, and they called it like mid chavware or whatever the thing was.
He's a love or hate guy. Some people love him. Some people are like, this guy stinks.
He does great shit. I mean, like, let's talk about backpacks again. So my backpack, that's a Mystery Ranch
Oh, nice. Montana.
backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my favorite backpack brand. You know, the Dior Mystery Ranch collab that Kim did.
That happened?
Didn't
yes.
see that.
Like
That didn't
4
make
seasons
any
ago.
headlines.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing is like he does like all these like undercover things that are really good like that. Like the Birkenstocks.
Sure.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
everything else is like Cactus Jack.
That sucked. Well, I don't think it came out, right? Because
It eventually did. It eventually did.
After they let the kids get buried.
Yeah. When the bodies were cold in the ground. Wait, so when you were roasting, when this blogger roasted Kim Jones, did Kim see it? Did he get pissed?
Yeah, well, that's the thing is people would then come to me. They'd be like, "Hey, like you roasted my shit." Like I was always the one who would get the call from like
the Caesar is dusty,
even though it's not your byline.
I've had Kanye West call my phone before to yell at me.
How'd that go?
I just didn't answer.
What was he mad about?
He was mad because we were profiling this girl in his studio. It was like a shoe designer.
Oh yeah,
and he was like,
that he got from Phoebe? No, from Celine.
Yeah, I think so. And like I guess he's really touchy about people like poaching his team or like whatever, or like violating NDAs.
After he poached this woman.
Yeah, exactly. But he was like, I'm like, apparently like. He was like, I'm going to call this motherfucker. And then someone texted me and they're like, Kanye's calling you. And I got like 3 missed calls from like an unknown number. And I just silenced it.
Did he voicemail? Did you leave a voicemail?
I wish. I would have saved that
That'd be
forever.
classic,
Man. I'm surprised he only called you 3 times. I feel like he's more of like a 30 call guy.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, approximately.
He probably got mad at someone else in the middle of calling me.
Shout out the bully. Yay.
Do you think roast culture, like in online, do you think, are people too sensitive, or should shit be more like positive? And is there too much like just hating on the internet?
Well, I feel like you gotta roast with a purpose.
Okay.
With intent.
Yeah, because like I feel like, for me, like if I see shit out there that I feel like offends my sensibilities, like I feel like someone's got to say something about it, right?
See something, say something.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you?
I try to, I think sometimes like I feel like as I ripen into my like later years, I feel like I don't want to spend the energy like replying to comments and stuff like that.
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
But, I just think, I don't know. I just find it interesting because I feel like in fashion, there's a tendency to just be like super nice about everything.
Right. That's the shit that I think, that's honestly, tell me if I'm wrong. Is that not why we do what we do? Because there's too much of that shit? Like people are just like, no, I'm talking to you.
Oh.
Yeah. I feel like you need to have the old guys in the Muppets.
But
like they need to exist.
But is everyone being nice to each other? Is that not because ultimately it's a business where it's like, you're like your misogyny's business relationship. You can't be like, yo, your shit sucks. Give me some money. Your shit sucks. Let's build.
You'd be surprised though, because I feel like
shit.
Sometimes people are like, oh wow, like why is this? Like if you roast someone in a legitimate way, they're kind of like, wait, like what would I need to do to make these people like me or whatever? You know what I mean? Like I actually think it's actually it can be
constructive criticism. Like doesn't I feel like exist in this industry at all anymore? Honestly.
Yeah, and I think when people hear it, they're kind of like, whoa, like I'm gonna talk to that guy because
really they're not like fuck that guy forever.
No way, dude. For real?
It just depends on how you do it. You know what I mean? Like I think if you do it in a way that feels indulgent, like people are like, oh fuck that guy. But if you're kind of like,
so do you think Kanye West was calling your phone 3 times to be like, hey Tom, thank you so much for identifying this. I'm gonna address this problem and be better.
No one would describe Kanye West as indulgent, right? Come on now.
Yeah, no, I don't think that was his plan. No.
Kim Jones is calling you, hey, what do you think? Should I get the Bushwick mullet instead of the Caesar?
You should have picked. I can't believe you didn't pick up on the third call. You gotta. I mean, you don't want to get reamed out by the goat. Like, come on.
I was like, you never know where it can go.
That's true.
And you'll never know.
That's true. You'll never know. I guess we'll never know.
Maybe he was going to be like, yo, thank you so much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
So you are the new editor-in-chief of what is arguably one of the GOAT fashion magazines of all time. What is your Mount Rushmore of fashion magazines?
The top ones?
Top 4 unranked.
All time.
Fashion magazines.
Yes.
Can I do magazines in general?
Sure.
No.
Okay. No?
No.
Okay. Only
He's the boss.
Let's do both.
Both.
Okay.
Because you're going to a fashion culture magazine.
You could do
right?
Sports Illustrated. Like, what are
I mean, you gotta so like for example, my 2 favorite magazines ever are like Spy magazine.
Oh, classic.
Graydon Carter. Like,
yeah, come on now.
Fucking, also like the his Vanity Fair era.
Mm-hmm.
Very influential.
Trump would disagree.
Yeah. One of my favorite, I think about this all the time when I go there, is like when he called Graydon's restaurant Graydon Carter's bad food restaurant.
Bars.
He has a way with words.
I was like a bad food restaurant.
Fucking so bars.
Good.
Yeah, dude.
No, like Spy, and then also Colors magazine.
What's that?
So Colors magazine, it was it was this magazine that was funded by United Colors of Benetton,
Okay.
but it had this kind of like
it was branded
It's a
content.
catalog.
yeah, no, but it had but you should check it out because it was like it had this like based kind of like National Geographic meets like and Tibor Kalman, who was like the creative director of Interview for a while, creative directed it. It's cool. There's a coffee table book about it.
Oh, nice.
So like those are like my faves, like, but fashion magazine wise, I mean, I actually have a soft spot for like old issues of Details.
Okay.
Yeah, Details was good.
The
Yeah.
gay GQ.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Literally. Like, and I was
Shout
like,
out Bruce Pass. Shout
Yeah.
out Eugene Tong. Shout out
As a me-
Pesco. all
as
the
like a
boys.
metrosexual middle schooler, that was like my
That's where you got your blazer,
yeah,
trash
totally.
blazers from.
Exactly.
The Bible of a metrosexual middle schooler. Details magazine. That was the
bro.
tagline, I think, right?
Yeah.
I think GQ, you got to give it out to them. 032C.
Oh, sure.
I love System magazine.
Underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I
In
think
America,
like
at least.
those long form articles they do.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like things are kind of like shaken up over there.
Yeah.
But Fantastic Man, like the
Sure.
like the era, like when I was in high school, like Fantastic Man, like Charlie Porter's articles for Fantastic Man. That was like kind of how I learned how to write about fashion, was just reading those.
As a legacy media guy that's always been into magazines, even when he was
A metrosexual middle schooler.
protesting Israel at Columbia. What do you think about the Substackaissance and the rise of like newsletter writers as, kind of leaving legacy media and just striking out on their own on the platform?
So I think it's sick in theory.
So
'Cause-
it's communism.
Yeah, it's
Operative word or operative phrase in theory.
because I like this idea of like you can strike out on your own, make your own check. It's also audience driven, which I think is cool. Like you're getting
Yeah.
paid by people subbing,
Right.
not by like brands sponsoring it or whatever.
Right. Well, some do both.
Yeah, that's true.
multiple revenue streams.
But I also think it's like, I feel like some of them I'm just like, yo, like who's this person telling me this? Like it's like this kind of like weirdly, it's like semi-substantiated.
Like they don't have the strength. They don't have the
News.
strength of the magazine backing them or the media entity backing them.
No, or like it's just like they feel a little bit under researched or like too,
Oh, for sure.
or like too bloggy. Like I like bloggy stuff, but like I feel like sometimes I'm like okay, like how many people need to have like their own like Carrie Bradshaw column over email? You know what I mean? Like that I feel like it gets kind of like
So it's like too
Amateur?
accessible or democratic.
yeah, or like I just
Too
feel
flattening.
Like, I just feel like the bar, like someone needs to raise the bar.
But don't you think the cream will rise to the top? I mean,
Yeah.
look at podcasting, right? Like anyone can podcast, but only a few podcasts survive and only one matters.
Yeah, and I think right now we're like with Substack, we're in like the too many people trying
Yes.
it era.
Uh-huh.
And I think like after a while, like the ones that are mid will kind of shake out.
Also,
and
those
wash.
people, if they're mid, they're not going to make money. And
Right.
it's like, why am I just going through this like futile exercise of like blogging my whatever?
the fat will be trimmed naturally. Natural selection, honestly.
Yeah, no, and I think what's cool, like I think to me, like beyond Substack, there's this era of kind of like these kind of like one person media machines. Like for example, like style.com.
Oh, sure.
Shout out. Like, like he's just like, all right, I'm just gonna put all the shit that people were putting in articles on Instagram.
I'm just going to regurgitate press releases. Sorry, that's my take.
No,
Yeah.
a lot of his shit is those. He's there. He's boots on the ground.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but-
Because
but
it's positive regurgitation of the press release. So the brands love it.
He's
so they
not
invite them.
critical at all, though. Let's be real.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I'm saying.
Sorry.
But in a way, it's like
Mouthpiece.
for me, it's like neither is WWD. You know what I mean? But it's almost like he's like almost replacing what WWD does.
But that's a trade. That's a trade mag, right? They're not supposed to be. That's just completely subjective, right? It's just
Yeah.
reporting. Yeah. Okay.
And I almost see style.com as like Reuters for like,
That's fair.
What a
fashion
compliment.
Instagram. You know what I mean?
Your prose is so Reuters.
Check
dog.
the wire. We need to see if style.com was at the rose sample sale.
Yeah, like that's like I feel like that's kind of it though. Like it's like everything that happens, you find it out there, right?
Damn,
Like,
a Reuters ass motherfucker.
Yeah, but it's also like
That was a compliment
that's
from
a,
Tom.
That's a
to be
positive.
clear.
That's a positive spin on it for sure.
yeah,
What about like fashion TikTok? You think that's legit?
yeah. Fashion TikTok.
Does that even
Yeah.
exist?
Yeah.
I see red carpet. There's one guy that does amazing red carpet celebrity. He just reads them, which is a gay term I've learned.
I mean, I think if fashion TikTok, I think on the menswear side, it's just like I see some of these dudes. I'm like, I don't want to look like the way you're dressing.
Well, it's good to know what not to do.
That's true. But it's like, come with me to find like the best like wide leg jeans at the store. Like, and it's got this kind of like,
Yeah, dude.
And I'm like, cool, man.
The worst is like the green screen motherfucker that didn't even go to the store. It's like, here are the best boots for fall. It's like, you have never tried on this shit.
Yeah.
You have never been hands on. What the fuck are we talking
Or it's like, here's a lookbook.
Yeah.
Yep,
It's like a
there it
Time Out
is.
New York article where it's like it's like people pointing at like Getty images of like a store on like the wall. Yeah.
Okay, we're on the same page, Tom.
Yeah, totally.
Well, all right. Well, what's your media diet?
Ooh.
Ooh.
You crack it open day to day.
Too much Instagram.
Yeah.
Way too
Are you?
much
What's your
Instagram.
screen time? Psycho shit.
It hovered. No, not actually. Like 3.5 hours.
What?
Total or on Instagram?
Total.
That's
What?
crazy
That's
low.
very
no
low.
way, dude.
Yeah, I try not to.
You're lying.
I swear.
Oh, because you're on your laptop and iPad. That's in your
Yeah, that's true.
Your
Yeah,
Clutterworks
exactly.
or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He has 3 screens going for 3 hours.
I spend a lot of time. I actually use the phone a lot. Like I just like if you work with me, for example, like Steph, like I'd call her on the phone randomly, like multiple times.
That's kind of annoying, dude.
You think
Nah,
so?
If I had a boss that called me,
I
fuck with
mean,
that. I
no
call you.
one. Maybe
Well,
no one
yeah,
tells me
but-
it's annoying, but maybe that's because
You don't
I'm the
text?
boss.
No, calling
I mean-
is calling is superior. Calling
Like-
is
depends what
superior.
information needs to be delivered.
Yeah, well, I just kind of like to call and be like, "Sup."
Oh, that's
Like,
annoying.
you
That's
know,
annoying.
like-
That's annoying.
No,
Sup,
like,
what's going on? How are you?
Or if it's like
up.
something that takes
Hey.
like more than 2 sentences to text, I'm like, let's talk about it. Let's
Okay,
jam. Let's
that's
da,
fair.
da, da. It's like because I feel like it almost like replaces like being in the same office or whatever. Just be able to like
So
chat. on
are
the
you getting
phone.
your news from Instagram? Or are you like discovering new shit? Like, yo, who's this fucking hep cat? We gotta fucking
Yeah,
have him come
my
and I.
favorite is I love like really good finstas.
Huh.
Those are the best. Like you have
like meme accounts or like,
no like known people who have trap accounts.
oh, who's your favorite? You don't have to say the account.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't say their handle, but who's got a dope ass Finsta?
I won't divulge who they are.
Okay.
But I feel like there's a little, and it's funny because a lot of the finstas like of people will follow each other, so then
Right.
you'll kind of like find out someone's finsta.
You're sleuthing.
Kind of
Yeah, and I love it because it's like I like that close friends.
Yeah.
Energy. You
Well,
know?
some people abuse it though.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Are some people like you have to like kick them out of the finsta because they're yapping about about what's on it?
Do you have
Yeah.
a Finsta?
I do, but I barely use it. I feel like I barely can use my regular Insta.
Really?
I like your
Yeah.
IG.
Thank
You like-
you.
Yeah, it's a lot of just kind of like,
Yeah.
hey, look at this thing I worked on and that I'm proud of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like boop boop boop, or pictures of my
More people
kids
should
or
do it that
whatever.
way because like the other shit. I mean, maybe I'm speaking for myself, but it's like we don't need to see.
Yeah. We get it. You wear clothes.
And here's the thing. So on my Insta, I also like post my kids
Yeah.
a good amount. And I have a theory that a lot of fashion dads try to pretend to not have families on the gram.
Is it because they're ashamed of their children?
I think it was funny because I was like,
No
I was
swag.
I was interviewing ASAP Rocky for a magazine recently. It's gonna come out next month.
Breaking news.
And I was talking to him about this, and he was like, "Oh, I bet you people do it because like they want to seem like they're DTF."
Oh,
Yes.
available for sure.
Yeah.
And we're talking about men.
Yeah,
Straight-
man.
We're talking about
Yeah,
men
of
who
course.
work in fashion or like lifestyle culture that are like surrounded by beautiful women,
Yeah.
followed by beautiful women. They're
Yeah.
like, yeah, I can fuck.
Or they want to seem if the guys want a piece of it too.
Oh,
That's fair.
That's true.
You know, I think it's
Little
better to
verse.
seem
Yeah.
like
little power bottom siren song.
because I think it's better to
Biflexual.
seem like you could always be down.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of it, but I also think too it's like I think fashion it worships youth so much that I think talking about being a parent or whatever feels like you're taking yourself out of the culture.
Ironically, because the youngest people are children.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Your
I hang out with the youth all day.
Yeah. Yo, I literally am fucking with the kids.
Your time
I'm wearing
is
the
up.
I'm wearing the Chapova
Yeah.
Yeah.
in
You're pre-K.
preschool.
You're pre-K.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like Gen. What's after Gen Z?
Alpha.
Alpha.
So that those kids are Gen Alpha.
Gen
Gen
Alpha.
Beta, bro.
Yeah.
What? Okay. Could we get a state of the union on menswear media in 2024? Like, are we okay? What's going on?
I mean, it comes back to that stuff we were talking about where it's like I feel like everyone is like so housebroken right now. And it's like, and the other thing too is I think that the interesting shit isn't happening in the classic luxury world.
Okay.
Right. So it's like, and I'm sure you guys would agree, but it's like when you look at like the best collections in menswear, it's like the Our Legacy, the Aura Lee, the like whatever, but like those are those aren't the brands that like pay the bills.
Right.
No.
back
We've tried
at
to
the
define
ranch.
that strata because that's what we are interested in. That's what like the show is kind of
it's
about.
TF world.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, but it's funny because like I feel like that people are like going to like the Maison menswear show and trying to be like, oh, what's going on here? Like, or like talk about like that's what's happening in fashion when it's just not. You know,
Not for real guys. that
All
care about clothes.
all the Maison, all the houses, all the designer musical chairs. That to me is very high school gossip. Like, who fucking cares? And it's like too expensive, and it's like not even dictating culture anymore. Where it is kind of like a little ground up from this tier of like the Lagaches, the MF Pens, the Orlees, the Small Talk, the Throwing Fits, Cut and Sew Pants. But like, you think that that's really where is media not paying attention to the most exciting shit?
yeah. I mean, I think Jacob Gallagher does a really good job shouting
Shout
those people
Jacob.
out. You know, like I think
Homie.
I think the fact that like you can have like Rier in the Times is like cool. You
Yeah.
know, whereas I think there's
Next
a
to
lot
Eric
of
Adams.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Yankees cap.
Yeah, you know, whereas I think trying to go to like like European houses menswear show and explain that that's what's going on in menswear just feels like a contradiction.
Well, I think we need a qualifier. The Maison house shit, that's for the girls and the gays. When we're talking about like straight men that consume fashion, it is like this underreported strata, which is almost like why we can be successful. Not that that's our whole audience, obviously, but like I think that's the qualifier.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I also think it's like, you know, it comes back also that culture of like people doing better research and like finding shit and like finding where to buy shit. And like, because I feel like a lot of like the early menswear head stuff, it's like the kinds of guys who like get proxies to like order like brown label, like North Face from Japan or whatever. Like I think
That good purple label.
Yeah, exactly. It's like there's like kind of like
Now available at Dinamica in Soho.
see it's like you know that. Like, you know what I mean? Like I think like
But I'm not media. I'm not a media man. I'm a media man.
Bars.
Sorry. That was fucking stupid.
but
Confirmed.
but
We're
yeah, no,
transparent, dude.
but I don't know. It's like I feel like because I don't really like, especially once I left media for a bit doing Essence, I was looking at it from the outside and being like, yo, like I'm not learning any game from reading any of this stuff.
Right.
Like I'm not like
Does that circle back? You made this point, and just to kind of like hone in on it for a second, is it because those big brands are the ones that pay the bills? They're the advertisers.
Yep.
They sponsor the events. They sell bags and shoes and are worth billions of dollars and have like huge corporate backers that, you know, are also getting money from like other lifestyle shit. Is that kind of, does it always come back down to the money?
Capitalism.
I mean, you know, cash rules everything around me, right?
Dollar bills, y'all.
But I think it's also goes beyond, because I just think they're just kind of taught to think of like the biggest thing is what's gonna set the agenda.
or
But
big
if-
equals good.
Yeah, exactly. Or like, oh, if like this is what. So I think in a way we almost need to especially I think in particular with menswear, we need to actually reset and like reorient where we think.
Do you not feel like that's kind of happening though?
yeah
Because of the Substacks that we kind of like poo-pooed a little bit. Well, some
Yeah.
of them, but like, or, you know,
And even
the
to a certain
personalities.
extent, TikTokers are like, hey, here's a brand you've never heard of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are
Usually-
good TikTokers, to be clear. Right.
But the thing is, like, that's why
Well-
I think the stuff you guys do, or like the stuff that happens on the Substacks, like that's actually where you get info. Whereas I feel like the sort of like the big box media people trying to cover it are just
What are
not.
we talking? What's
I don't
big box
know.
media, man?
we all know. We all
Yeah,
know. We
I
all
don't
know.
I don't
What's
know.
fucking
What's their address? All right. Well, do you think that? So kind of is one of your like MOs when you come in there, at least on the menswear side, it's like, yo, like stop paying attention to like the big shiny sparkly things. Let's look at what's actually happening a little bit, you know.
And also even beyond that, like, what are people wearing?
real
Yeah.
people.
You know, or like, yeah, or cool people.
Yeah.
You know what?
Right.
Can I make a point? I think another mistake that menswear media makes now is that sometimes there's just not a lot going on, and that's okay. And we don't need to like pump out content and pump out stories because you need to be, you know, on a daily newsletter cadence, or you need to be blogging, or you need to be posting.
This is why every
'Cause menswear
micro
is like-
trend is also created, right?
Menswear
Same
is
thing.
pretty slow compared to women's wear and couture and, you know, that side of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree?
Yeah. No,
I
I
don't know.
agree because it's like there's only so many ways you can make the pants.
You're telling me.
And we perfected them.
Yeah, exactly.
Now there's only one way to make them.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing too is like, I think like there's like it's like all this like weird ass asymmetrical blazer like double breasted with like a hook instead of a button and just like I feel like all these weird
Kim Jones ash like fucking shit, dude. Honestly,
no comment.
I said it.
But like I think that like you like I think just like they're trying to do too much, and then when you look at like orally, it's like, all right, we just made like the perfect, like way better made version of like a 90s.
They're
Ralph
inventing
Lauren chino.
colors and fabrics, so like that's what they do.
Yeah, and so like you're like you look at that shit and like that's so, to me, like that's like where the innovation should be, not like trying to like add a silhouette.
No gimmicks.
Yeah.
No novelty, no gimmicks, real shit.
Yeah, or like you see stuff on the runway and you're like, who would ever, like, what dude you
Well, they
know
don't
would
even
know
make
it?
half that. They don't make 80-90% of that shit anyway, right? It's all
Yeah.
pomp and circumstance because it is like an
Yeah.
event.
So I don't know. I think it's like I just think there's a lot of false consciousness out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is going on? Let's just get explicit. What's going on in menswear that excites you right now?
It's like I was saying, it's like I think there's this like really cool cadre of like brands like the MF Pens, etc. Like shout out to them. They're fucking great. Like also like you can buy a suit from them for under $1,000.
Yeah.
Like where else?
Way under $1,000.
Yeah.
Like $700.
Yeah, and that's
Maybe
cool.
less, honestly.
And they're nice suits. Like I have one. Like they're good. So it's like I think that there are people who are really like giving into the culture in that way.
Contributors.
So yeah.
Shout out to Sigurd,
Yeah. Psycho.
the sickest psycho in all of Copenhagen. What's going on in menswear that you hope dies a fucking quick death immediately? Two to the head.
Hate. What can you say without fucking up your new
Man.
job?
No, I mean, let me think. Like, what do we? I need to like kind of put it in front of me and then I can roast it.
Oh, sure.
Give me alley-oop me.
Are you a binary guy where you see something and it's like good or bad, or like is there any like kind of in between, or is that how you do your job?
Well, I think there's certain things where it's like if the right person can pull it off.
Balenciaga.
I mean, I think with Balenciaga, like I think that I think this kind of like logo, like this like irony part of it, I feel like even they're moving away from it. Where it's like, whoa, it's a shirt that says like not a shirt on it.
Whoa, dude, I could buy that on the boardwalk, dude.
Like I feel like there was this moment where people were like trying to write like some kind of like college theory paper.
It was
about,
definitely
like,
Demna hit Blunt once. Like, it was yo, what if the shirt wasn't the shirt, bro?
Yeah, like this is not a shirt. Or
Yeah.
something. Like it's like I feel like even they've moved away from that part of it.
That was a lot
like,
of Virgil. Like, I mean, that became a thing where it's like,
yeah, because like I was actually at the Balenciaga store today and they have cool stuff like these like there's this giant scarf that's like a jacket and like there's kind of like like I feel like there's good stuff.
how high were you? Dude?
Yo, what if the scarf was a jacket?
All right, what about that mom? What do you think of Gurren?
Oh man, dude, I want to see like
My
a fucking
doppelganger.
biopic about that guy.
Yeah.
He's the GOAT, dude.
Yeah, and
I
he's,
find
like-
him like infinitely more interesting than Demna,
And
personally.
as a watch guy, like I've seen him wearing, every time I see him in person, he's wearing a different like $700,000 watch, and I'm like, yo, like I wonder what the side hustle is.
Oh, you were asking Dream Guest? Dude, Gurren
Yeah.
on the show would go crazy.
Yeah, because he would also be like, what was that thing he said with? Do you remember when like Demna did that show where his mom was in the show, and then he was like, "God save my brother's soul."
I know, dude. So I mean, he's awesome, dude.
All right, what about ALD?
All right, so fun fact about ALD. So I bonded with Teddy when I first met him because his family owns this diner on the Upper East Side
Yeah.
that
He worked
like,
there.
My mom orders from
Really?
every single day. Like she like they have her
Really?
like they have like her it's called they have like her credit card on file.
Wait,
like,
really?
at the- yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
she's not
she
ordering
call-
on Seamless.
No, she called because she doesn't use the internet, so she calls them on the phone
What's
and
her-
like
what does she
orders
get?
like
Yeah, what's the order?
she it's like a sausage, egg, and cheese for breakfast, like a decaf.
The Teddy
coffee.
way.
Yeah. Teddy way. So shout out Teddy for keeping my
your
mom.
mom orders from Santos' family diner. For breakfast every day.
Yeah.
Can't forget the bevy. What about like are there any trends in menswear that you need that you wish would fucking die, or that you're still rocking with?
I hate to say it, man, but the fisherman sandal.
No.
Over?
Dude,
I feel like
Or you hate it?
I just see. Well, here's the thing. I was an early adapter to the fisherman sandal,
and it got ruined
but
by
I feel
posers.
like no. I just feel like some people are flying too close to the sun.
How so?
Like it's like they're not, the rest of the fit isn't framing the fisherman's sandal correctly.
So it's not a cohesive thing. It's just like, hey, I'm seeing a micro trend. I want to play too.
Yeah, but they're not figuring out the rest of their outfit.
Right. What do you think about like fake micro trends that, again, I think it's to the point where media and like social media people need to post. And so they just see one thing and like, this is a fucking trend now. Like boat shoes was probably maybe not the best example because that was real. But like, I'm trying to think of some shit where it's like, oh, people are now like tying their sweaters around their fucking shoulders.
It's every blank core, right? That like every day there's a new core just to create a piece of content.
Well, I feel like we've gotten into this weird kind of like cringe vortex where like we now as a culture, like we start to hate shit way faster than we used to. Yeah. Like I think like if you look at the speed with which like Brat became like,
oh, something comes over so fast.
Yeah, unbearable. Like demure. Like I feel like that becomes a thing, and then a week later, it's like the whole world like can't stand it.
2 days.
Well, it's because the whole world tries to jump on it to be relevant, and then it's like, yo, this.
And they like
now.
suck it dry in like 2 seconds.
It gets co-opted immediately by a gay intern for somebody else, and then it gets fucking ruined. 100%. That's what
I feel like that's what happens with these micro trends. Is like even if maybe they could have taken off, it's like the second you call it a trend, it's like no one wants to like buy a trend.
What's what's an example of something that you were like, yo, this could have legs, or like I fucked with this, but it kind of like got corrupted? If you could think of something.
It's a good question. I
like,
mean, I feel like
was Gorp a thing that like got destroyed, or like even normcore? Like,
well, that's the thing is like I feel like I've seen like the death of Gorp like discourse, but I just don't think it's true. Like, I just think there's like, because I think the thing is funny. I was once talking to someone who's an executive at like American Eagle.
Okay.
And he was telling me about how at American Eagle, they make, they make every shape of jean always, even if it's out of style,
just
like boot cut or whatever, because like there are people wasteful. Who like,
you never know.
No, because there's people who like, that was their jean they wore. And they'll just wear it for the rest of their life.
Just unks like, yo, my ass still looks fucking fire in these.
Yeah, like, you know, there's people who still wear like boot cut jeans. There's still people who still wear like, there's people who still wear skinny jeans, even though like it's really not cool. So it's like I feel like there's some people. It's like they dress a certain way, and then that becomes the blueprint,
forever.
Do you think that in kind of like, obviously we're talking about the masses, but more in like the lifestyle or like, you know, I don't know, the frontier of culture. Like, do you think we're in a post-trend world where trends either get co-opted and ruined immediately, or it's just people find their thing and that's just their thing?
Well, I think it's like kind of like a boy who cried wolf thing. Cause like, I feel like nowadays, like you said, it's like oh, like tying your shirt around your shoulders is like a trend. And it's like, no, it's not. Like you said something else was a trend like 2 days ago. Like, I don't believe you. Like, so I feel like
your former employer, I think, is one of the worst perpetuators of this, honestly.
I mean, man, shout out High Snob, bro.
It's like, but the thing about it is that, you know, like yeah, if you call things a trend too much, like no one's gonna believe you.
We played a game on the podcast where there was 10 like Instagram headlines. I made up 5, and 5 were real, and they were we didn't want to be mean. I think when we clipped it out, but it was all from High Snob, and it was like there was popcorn core was like a real thing. Like it's like how this is not a core.
Yeah,
but it's like we just need a post. We're due for a post. What do we got? It's absurd.
Yeah. Like, what's the?
I almost respect it because it's so ludicrous.
Yo, clothing core.
There's literally.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Clothing core, was that one of them?
No, I made that up right now.
You just lost the game. Yeah. Like, I couldn't say anything, dude.
Hey, yo, pants core.
My favorite is like the maxing. Clothes maxing.
We're screen maxing with your fucking 3 devices.
Balenciaga is clothes maxing for sure. Or layer maxing, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So you're re-entering the realm of media. We kind of referenced or alluded to your time at SSENSE, which I think is interesting. You said that that's not media. Before we get into the minutiae of that, well, why is that not media? Working like the content of a retailer?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's tech. I mean, it's funny. I guess it's not publishing would be like the difference. You know, it's kind of like it lives in this. Well, I think what's interesting about like about that is like you have a different economic relationship with the brands,
right?
You know, because like when you're a buyer, you even deal with different people at the brands. Like you talk, like your person is like the wholesale person, not the PR person or whatever.
Right.
And it's almost like
It's like the
this
ugly dude in
weird-
the back, not the hot chick up front.
Yeah, it's like when you go to the fashion show, there's a sign. It's like arrow PR,
Right.
arrow buyers
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Like there's this kind of like it's really interesting how
Row
separate
4
they
that
are.
way for the buyers. Thank you so much.
Yeah, exactly. So like,
Dim the lighting over there.
so I mean, I think that part of it is really interesting because like also just being a bit closer to like where clothes are actually bought and sold. You know, because I think in media you just like talk a lot of shit,
Right.
but you don't actually know if people are actually buying stuff. Like you can't just like look up the
Well, their job is to get people to buy it.
Unless
Right. So
unless that media entity, which is becoming more and more frequent, operates with affiliate links. Then you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
Was the goal of the content in essence to convert readers into shoppers?
You know, so I have this metaphor I like to use when I explain this to people. It's like imagine like a hotel that has like a really bomb like coffee shop in it.
Okay.
You know,
every
so-
hotel in the world.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, the coffee shop, it doesn't like, you don't go to the coffee shop and then like, you know what, I'll stay at this hotel.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I'll
you
get a
go
room.
there, you become part of like the culture of like being at the spot. You make the spot seem cool.
Mm.
And then like, you know, people want to be there. Like that's, I think a little bit like what content does for a brand. It's like you get people hanging out in
Got it.
your
Get them in the
universe.
front door.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like, or like, for example, like the way like Colette, like there was always like a reason to go into that store.
Right.
There's like kind of like like
Might see
this-
Theophilus London fight Ian Khan or whatever.
Exactly.
That happened at Colette, right?
No, I think
I think that happened at Colette. Yeah.
I think that literally happened.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, it's like you kind of, you create
They
like kind of
trapped
like
it
you
out.
turn into like a cultural hotbed.
Right.
And then that
Yeah.
like in a way lifts everything up. You know, that's kind of
this
the
is
philosophy.
why now also every brand, ALD, Fugazi, whatever, there's the coffee shop, the
Yeah.
hospitality arm of even
Right.
just a store,
Yeah.
you know, physically.
By the way, what's up with Fugazi?
That's our guy, Trevor, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Young
Is he
genius.
actually cool? Because I feel like just the name
Yes.
on its own turns me off of it.
He acknowledges
wants,
that.
and he wants it that way.
Okay,
Go to the
got
store.
it.
It's like it's
No,
like a 10
dude,
walk from here.
Yeah.
Young
It's
genius.
cool.
Shout
Good
out
coffee.
Trev.
Okay. All
And
right,
the clothes
cool.
are
All right.
very, I think they're sick and it's very well priced.
Yeah.
That's cool. Because like when, from the outside, I'm like, what in the edgelord?
Yeah,
He's-
sometimes.
Go to our episode with him. He's
Yeah.
the sweetest, kindest, and like really smart, like smart as a whip.
I love it.
Sneaky smart.
I mean, I
Yeah.
feel the same way. It's like I feel like Mischief sometimes feels that way.
No, they're
but then-
whack as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then the people who make it are cool. Like I like them. You know what
I mean,
like
that's like, you can say that about like, you know,
A lot.
there's always
Say
cool
that
people
about
out
Vet
there.
yeah, yeah. Gurv's a hang, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those clothes fucking suck,
Yeah.
though.
Check it out. See for yourself.
Have you ever shopped at the
Yeah.
Essence store in Montreal?
Yeah.
Shit is a-
I used to go
shit is a trip.
blow my allowance up in there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What's the one thing you're gonna miss about working at Essence? And you can't say employee discount.
Yeah.
You know,
And you can't say the people either.
I was gonna say the people.
Nah, I
Shit.
got you.
Shit.
Because you're hiring all of them.
I mean, let me think about it. I mean, like shopping in the store is a vibe. Cause like you can kind of like,
Is it, or-
well, I like this idea of just like,
Please read James' essay on our Substack.
oh yeah, no, people got so mad at you when you wrote.
Oh,
that.
really?
Wait, really?
Yeah, well, because they were
It
like,
was fair. No, it was
Well,
fair and balanced.
Yeah, yeah. Because
What
they were like, oh, we invited this guy here, and then he roasted us or
Invited.
whatever.
I set an appointment at the store like anyone can.
But did they give you a discount or something?
no,
No.
nothing, no.
Oh, then like yeah, go ahead and roast it.
I didn't roast it.
Wait, people were butthurt around the water cooler?
No,
straight up?
I thought it was balanced.
Oh, did it like get passed around the office?
No, well, people were like, it was funny because it was like, do you know this guy? And I was like,
And then Robbie's like in the corner.
yeah,
like,
Robbie's like,
I don't know that guy. That's mad funny. I love hearing that.
I think that I didn't do it correctly because like I didn't realize the time needed to like actually collect your wish list from the warehouse. And so I didn't
Yes.
really get to experience it in full.
Mhm.
But it also kind of felt like I was at the, you know, in the back of like an H&M fitting room where there's just like piles of clothes that have yet to be put away and shit.
yeah.
And I did feel like the vibe it was trying to create was very like kind of like, I think I said like, oh, you know, you copped a Tadao Ando house on Alibaba.
On Temu.
Well, like that's what it felt like. Where it's like you're trying to be fucking, you know, Yeezy era Kanye in the vibe of the store. And it just hurts my brain.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think for me, like, I really like shopping in the store because, like, it's like if the internet were a place kind of vibes where, like,
Yeah.
you put your whole, like, because when you can actually get your whole wish list in there,
From URL to IRL.
you know,
Also, the clientele I was rolling through was very like diverse, and that was kind of a fun like people watching moment too.
Yeah, no, it's good. And there's because the thing is with online shopping, like there's stuff that you're like, I almost think of stuff as like, what's the % chance I have to return it? But there's actually like 95% return rate stuff that turns out to be a home run.
Okay.
And then I think like when you can just try on whatever and not have to worry about returning it. It's
that's a luxury. That's actually real luxury, dude.
yeah, you know, because like if I had a store put like I would throw shit in my cart that's like
right.
That's the value prop of the Essence store, though, right?
Yeah, like let me just try. Let me just take a flyer on this Vetmont floor length T-shirt or whatever.
Yeah, playing dress up with no stakes. It's awesome.
So throwing fits is not well liked in the Essence offices.
I think they love you guys there.
Okay.
I just think that, but it was like funny. It was like, do you know this guy?
We have a mole in the fucking system, dude.
What do you? There is criticism of Essence as like a mega retailer. Do you guys pay attention to that, or do you just not give a fuck because you guys are too big to fail?
I mean, to be honest, like I always found that criticism just like a little weird because like
off base or like
yeah, or just kind of like under researched, like because I just think that like I mean, like I have a lot of friends who like have small brands on Essence and like they're really stoked that Essence like consistently buys their shit every season and like
it keeps them afloat, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's like and the thing is like, you know, we try not to drop brands even if like they'll have a bad season or
is that too much power for a retailer to have where it's like make or break straight up?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is like I think part of it is that like the ecosystem is like less lush, you know, like there's fewer like cool brick and mortar stores.
Right. Well, the system is broken, so it's like
I think with small brands it's like
symptom.
In the ones I've spoken to, it's like stoked that they get the buy. It's a cash injection, but then they might not be cut out to necessarily like swim those waters.
Yeah,
where it's like you're dealing with like a mega retailer that you know the terms may not be in the small brand's favor necessarily.
Or terms are used to.
But it's like you're also a small brand. You need to kind of maybe level up to be in the big leagues. But then I know small brands that are like, I don't want to operate with that kind of like I don't have the means to like operate at that level.
Yeah. I mean,
like it's too big of a jump almost.
I mean, you know, I think it's like it's a very complicated thing because it's like, okay, like would you rather like not do it?
Right.
You know, so then
that's on the brand to opt in or opt out. It's their choice, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I always found like that argument to be a little bit like the Blackbird spy plane thing about it. Like I was kind of like, well, what do you expect us to do? Like just not stop buying small brands? Like what the fuck do you guys want?
What about dropping prices like super early on?
Yeah,
and then the brand, it's like, okay, well now you're attracting the buyer because it's like you're price sorting the internet low to high.
The Essence sale has become a meme.
Right? Yeah,
like
you're welcome for that, by the way.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it's like
apologies.
There's like, you know, kind of like a race to the bottom across the industry with it because it's like you have, you know, there like especially this year when you had like other brands going out of business,
like the big stores.
Yeah, I mean, I was seeing like, you know, what brand was it? Was like liquidating like Loewe on Walmart.
Oh yeah,
okay, yeah.
You know,
not my list or Farfetch.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, like you. So they were selling like, you know, Rick Owens pants on like through like the Walmart whatever. So it's like, I just feel like there's just so much like fuckery going on.
It wasn't my Teresa. Who did? What was it? I
think it was Farfetch.
No,
list.
It was the other one.
Where Justin O'Shea worked.
Matches.
Yeah, it was where Justin O'Shea curse, dude.
Well, how much do you want to thank us for training young Jedi Rob Kelly, who came in and fucking pumped up the Essence social media program into a goddamn juggernaut?
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's like
the goat?
He's the silent killer. I love that guy.
Sounds dangerous.
Yeah.
Seen and not heard Robbie Kelly.
Yeah, no, he's great. I mean, like Robbie is like one of these people, like he kind of like just gets shit immediately. Like even when it comes, like I've been on like sets with him doing like social videos where he'll just come up with ideas of like stuff to ask people like in a second and like whatever. So it's like, I think that
Could you please stop bringing him to set because we need him to also edit our videos?
No, stop bringing him to Mexico City, dude. Yeah. A fucking 3-day weekend away from your family, dog. Because he was telling me, I mean, I hope he's not pissed I said this because he's like, the hotel is sick, right? It's amazing.
Great coffee shop.
And I was like, oh, that's fire. They could go. He's like, yeah, but like, I didn't even like get to, they can't even enjoy it, right? Like, low key.
Yeah,
it's a work trip.
Yeah,
that's what the money's for.
Yeah. I mean, but it's like, it's nicer to work in a good environment
than being in Bushwick or whatever.
It was funny
or
too, 'cause on that
Chinatown,
trip. I brought my 1-year-old with me there.
Oh, you did?
And you're like, yo, Robbie, can you watch this kid for a little bit?
Yeah, I know. And the hotel got him like a nanny to watch him while I was on the photo shoot. And she had my WhatsApp and she would send me pictures like, he's riding a donkey. He's drinking like a virgin pina colada by the pool. It was like all these pictures of like a 1-year-old just like bawling at this hotel like all day, and we're
in
like
a bathrobe,
we're like sweating under the sun,
getting
like,
a massage.
Yeah, exactly.
Your 1-year-old used all the amenities, and you were fucking slaving away.
They're like, he got a 4-hand Swedish massage.
Wow,
hell yeah, dude.
This is the most chill baby I've ever massaged.
This is the chillest baby having the best time in CDMX.
Well, you also do a bunch of styling work.
Mhm.
Some recent stuff that I think like was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Must have been a lot of fun to create was with Interview Magazine and Richard Kind, right? What did your clothes smell like? Because he wore your stylist's clothes. What did your clothes smell like after Richard Kind wore your clothes in Interview?
They definitely went straight to the dry cleaner.
Okay.
Wait, did he go baggies with underwear, or did he go just straight to brains?
So I actually so interesting. Funny you ask. Actually, is like, so I actually like my baggies with the net in them.
Same, because they can be a swim trunk too. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. They're great, but I actually cut the net out
for him,
knowing Kind was going to be
because I didn't,
knowing
it's
Dick
like,
Kind's dick was going to be dangling.
I had to cut the net out.
Right.
Wow, you blew the brains out for Richard Kind.
Yeah,
just like a simple man.
And it was funny too because it was two pairs because I wanted to wear these pink shorts. These pink baggies.
You wanted him to wear them.
Yeah, I wanted him to wear my pink baggies. And he was like, who would wear pink shorts? Like, that's crazy. And I was like,
that's a good kind, bro. I mean,
and then my assistant was like, these are Tom's shorts. And he's like, oh, sorry.
So wait, he did it.
No, but then he was okay with wearing my like dark green bag. So I had to blow the brains out of those.
So it's A-bars, right?
Yeah, it's A-bars. Yeah. So that was great. And he was just a funny guy, man. Like, I love like all these interview styling because they like, for some reason, they always pick me for like the kind of like dad actor guy. Like I did Arnold Schwarzenegger for them.
You wear your clothes?
I did a little bit. He wore some of my clothes, but he was hilarious. I remember I brought, there was this really awesome picture of him like when he was like on roids and he was wearing like a Lacoste shirt with like huge muscles, and he had like this gold like Submariner, and so I actually like got a watch dealer to bring the same watch from this like the 80s, like to the set. And I remember he tried it on. He's like, I have a rule on photo shoots. What I try, I keep.
Really?
Yeah,
you want to keep the
and it was like a $60K watch, so everyone was like sweating bullets, and he was, and then we didn't know if he was joking or not. But then at the end of this thing, he gave us back.
It wasn't
the
on his Lindsay Lohan shit.
No. But I was like, oh,
yikes.
But like the whole thing, I had this kind of like under the radar, like, wait, is he going to take off the watch at the end of the shoot or not?
Am I about to be in the whole 60K? Was he okay? Who was the best client that you styled? Like, who you get the most fun with?
I mean, Schwarzenegger was really fun. He has this like bodyguard / assistant named Dieter that he rolls with, who's like even bigger and buffer than he is.
I mean,
and they're crazy. Like, and I like this idea that like old heads also have this kind of like bestie.
Right, it's the homie. You pay the homie.
Yeah, you pay the homie to just hang out with you all day. Like I think that's they just came from Gold's gym.
Really? They're throwing plates at Gold's?
Well, he wanted to get a pump on before the shoot.
It's like you doing push-ups before.
That's true.
But
I don't go to Gold's, which is
but you're not Arnold Schwarzenegger, dog.
Right.
Yeah,
thank you.
Defoe. I did Willem Dafoe for Essence, which was awesome.
Oh, that was sick.
Like he's just like.
Does he know that he's like a style goat, or is it kind of?
It's funny.
I know he's in Head to Toe Prada. I saw him on the.
He just walked me. Like he's in the fam, right?
And he genuinely like loves like Mucha. Like he was telling me like 6 stories about Mucha. Like the first time he did the campaign with her in like the 90s and
99, right, or whatever.
Yeah, no, it was cool. And like I like those little. So like actually when we did that, like Prada sent us like this jacket that looked like a really similar from the one he wore in that campaign. So I like these little like Easter egg kind of.
You're connecting these historical dots.
Yeah,
that's the connective tissue that yeah. That's why you're good for ID, dude. Bring Sade back, bro.
Thank you. Oh my God, I would love. I mean, Sade, call me.
She has new music coming out soon, right?
She does.
Apparently.
Yeah, she does.
Who was the worst client to dress? Who fucking sucked?
Yeah, who's an asshole, dude?
I've been really lucky. Like
lie.
No, like I'm serious because I don't do that much, and so like I only do stuff when like I think it's gonna be fun.
Okay.
So I've never, but I will say like, especially with these old dudes, like they have like shit they just won't wear. Like,
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
Like you'll be like, hey, you want to wear this? And they're like, no.
No, that's gay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure Arnold wasn't gonna wear some pink fucking baggies,
Well,
right?
if Richard Kind's not, Arnold's
Yeah,
not.
you know, or like even Defoe, like because he's kind of a small guy, like he doesn't like to wear baggy clothes because it makes him look like a Smurf, you
Right.
know? So it's like I think there's people just have like these ideas about how they.
But that's good though. I
Dress,
think
yeah.
Know
the
thyself.
older you know thyself, know your style, even if it's rooted in homophobia. Well, maybe not actually. Maybe you should address that. But I guess that's versus like a younger guy that's just like, yeah, like I'll do whatever.
Yeah, and for me, like that's part
I'll
of
do
the
whatever
challenge.
fucking Cardi's doing.
Yeah, like I'm like, oh shit, like I actually got Richard kind of wear my like Patagonia shorts to
Yeah.
say bar.
What was he more nervous about? Wearing short shorts or eating cheese as a fellow with IBS or lactose intolerance?
Yeah, it's funny because
All of
he was
it.
like, we were gonna do like smoked fish. But
Yeah.
he was like, I feel like that's too like cliche
Anti-Semitic.
Jewish.
Yeah.
So he was like, and I'm like, I'm Jewish too. So I'm like, yeah, dog.
He's like, I don't want to do
you know,
the living, breathing Shylock thing.
yeah,
So we're gonna
exactly.
just.
So he was like, let's do cheese.
He lives.
instead.
I used to see him all the time. I lived Upper West Side. Like,
Yeah, he lives around the corner.
Yeah, he's probably at Zabar's every day.
Yeah, and I
Just
grew
on
up
his own
uptown, and so Zabar's was like
Yeah.
my shrink's office was around the corner from Zabar's.
That's the most Jewish thing that anyone's ever said.
Yeah, so I would go to my shrink when I was like 18, and then I would go to Zabar's.
In
I
your
would get
blazer.
like a
Got a
white fish bagel and just be like, whoa, like just like processing shit over it.
Mommy issues.
Yeah.
But so there was never when you were styling. There's never been a never meet your heroes moment where
No,
someone
I've been
disappointed
lucky.
you. Or
Yeah, I've been really lucky with that. Well, also because it's like
Stick around, brother.
Yeah, we'll get one in for you for sure.
Yeah,
We'll find- we'll find an
I
asshole.
do it, and I do it for fun. Like, you know, what I mean, like I'm not.
Oh,
trying
not for the
to-
money. You don't say.
No, I mean, because it's like it's editorial, man.
No, I
like
know.
I'm not getting paid. Like it's.
Have you ever done some commercial styling?
Yeah, I have.
Get some real
before.
bags?
Yeah, you know, it's like, and I do like I direct videos sometimes, and like I'll style those and
Right.
stuff like that. But you know,
Well, we do it all for the money. And why do we get the money? For the family. You have 2 kids and a
too.
life partner. What was the fit that you wore on your first date with said life partner?
Oh man, dude, I was down bad in that era.
Oh, really?
You just seen your shrink just put down a fucking tub of white fish.
Yeah, I was wearing like these like I had these double RL jeans that I wore. They probably like turned into dust. by
What
the
are we?
time I was-
What year are we talking about?
We're talking like 2014.
It's like hashtag menswear years.
Yeah, there was like
Ugh,
these
rough.
black double RL jeans. that I just
Selvage?
wore. No,
Okay.
but like you know, like when you wear a pair of black jeans a lot and they get kind of like whitish.
Like the fade.
Yeah.
On the
Yeah,
thighs.
they had a
That's
really
the whole
good
point.
fade, and I just like kept riding.
They got
that.
too faded.
Yeah, they got so faded they disappeared.
But you wore those on the date?
I wore those on the date and like a black like Carhartt
Were you in?
thermal
Were
shirt.
you in an all black era?
Yeah,
He was down bad.
It was a health goth.
ASAP
Oh,
Bettridge.
no.
It was the
Oh,
health
fuck.
goth era.
You
know?
mixed the Americana with the health
and I
goth?
was living in Berlin, you know. So I was the
sure.
Americana health goth of Berlin.
Did you meet your partner in Germany?
Yeah, so
Okay.
she's from LA, but like
Okay.
we were both living there. Like I was working at 032C.
Right.
She had an art studio there. So we just like we met over there. And then moved back here together.
And in spite of the fit, she still saw potential.
She saw the
Yeah.
vision.
Yeah.
no,
She
and
had-
she,
she had a lot
and
of
she
potential.
honestly like all my best outfits, she kind of masterminds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and she'll fit check me before I leave the house. Like she'll be like, you can't.
What do you think of this fit?
No. This
She
is
proved it-
borderline for her.
Okay.
Can you
She's
confirm or deny and we've kind of moved away from this, but there was like the ongoing bit where it's like, for a straight guy, if your girl hates your fit, that's when you know it's good. Agree or disagree?
I think like I used to think that, but now I'm realizing that if your girl, sometimes your girl's the only one who's going to tell you your fit is trash.
Oh, for sure.
Because I think a lot of people like they'll see you wear something weird and they'll be like, "That's sick!" Like just because it looks crazy. Like you could wear you could wear clown makeup and people are like, "Yo, Lauren's like that's sick, dude! Like crazy."
You look like the Joker, dude. That's
Yeah.
fire.
You know, like I feel like people just like you do anything weird, they
Right.
think it's interesting. Whereas like I think like your girl is kind of like they want to think you're hot.
Sure.
Also, she's not maybe as terminally online as you and your boys are, or in the same online circles. So it's not that echo chamber where it's just like
Mhm.
yeah.
you're actually just incepted into dressing like how
The
everyone
cringe
else
vortex.
on Instagram is dressing.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like if I'm wearing like a Junior shirt with like 5 sleeves on it,
That sounds
And-
sick, bro.
yeah,
You're fire.
Yo, you're killing it. That's sick, dude. So weird.
yeah, you know, like you guys like it, but she's kind of like, yo, dude, like I just want you to be like fuckable, man.
I just want to have sex with you,
Yeah,
and you're killing it right now.
I don't know which sleeve is. Tom, how much money do you make?
Yeah,
Oh, dude, not enough, man. New York's expensive.
Media.
As fuck. Yeah,
kids are expensive.
kids in New
Why
York.
don't you made the jump from media to like brand, and now you're
Mhm.
going back to media? Is like you're fucking hustling backwards.
I'm just
Straight up
I'm addicted to the game, man. It's like I just love that fucking content.
culture.
Yeah, dude.
Addicted to what the stick did. The stick is your pen.
Yeah, that's why he loves the Breakfast Club. He loves the culture, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Joe Budden podcast.
I mean, a Jewish New Yorker, lover of culture, myself included.
Yeah,
I get
Oh,
it.
I see what you're saying. What do you like to spend your money on besides clothes,
Kids,
and backpacks, and family?
Yeah.
Watches.
Oh yeah.
Besides watches.
Okay. Well, that
Love
counts as
watch-
clothes.
yeah.
How many
it's
watches
like
do you have?
Ooh.
Not that many. At like 7.
That's a lot.
bro.
That's a good. I mean, I
Wait,
feel
what's
like
the? How many are APs?
2.
How many are rollies?
2.
How many are Pateks?
0.
Okay, that was the test.
I'm still trying to earn my stripes.
Your first PP?
Yeah, I mean,
What do you think of the new PPs?
oh, there's so
Ooh, it's really bad. man.
Basura?
But here's the thing, like I feel like my theory about the new PP. What's it called? The Cubitous.
it's so.
It sounds like
It's dog shit.
some shit that like remember like in Seinfeld like when Elaine wrote for like the J. Peterman
Yeah.
catalog. It sounds like a J. Peterman catalog, the Cubitous.
Yeah, it's so.
And it's like, well,
Get
here's
your
the thing
PP
though.
today.
But I think what's really real about the Cubitous is that it shows that because there's all these like watch head guys like the the Mike Nouveaus of the
Sure,
world or
sure,
whatever
Mike.
who are like, oh, what if I wear like a tiny little cute watch or like and like everyone's writing articles about how that's like trending or whatever. But then
Of
it's like Patek's like, no, we actually talked to like real rich people and they want like a giant fucking
Right.
square watch.
We talked to the
Bigger than a Panerai.
We talked to the guys with a lot of money and
Yeah.
really small penises, and they want
Yeah.
the fucking
Yeah.
big boy on
you
the
know,
wrist.
so it's like it just shows you how, and that's kind of what we're saying is like there's this false consciousness that like, oh, we're making small watches a thing or whatever, but it's like actually
Yeah,
like
yeah.
well, the market is different, So
Yeah,
I
but
think
all y'all
there's, like-
motherfuckers are broke.
Yeah.
Thought leaders usually broke.
yeah,
It's like
so
you might be
it's-
online, but the things you're saying and spouting really don't go beyond this like 3-block radius
Right, right,
of
right.
New York City,
yeah,
right over there.
and actually like one of my favorite fashion things is like when you get to get some FaceTime with like the client side of it.
Yeah,
You
the
know, like, for
VIPs.
example, like some of those destination fashion shows where it's like there's like 5 journalists, but then there's like 50.
Went to the Louis
like-
show and there was a line like a mile long of the VIP customers and they're all in head to toe, like the best Louis fits you've ever seen because they're absurd, waiting to get their step and repeat picture.
Yeah.
They're incredible.
Yeah, they're dressed
Yeah,
better
no,
than us.
that's the people watching of the century.
Oh,
you
it
know,
was
like, it's amazing.
the
100%.
highlight of our entire prize fashion.
Watch trips are crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
Yeah.
I went to the Alix like AP trip in Tokyo and it was like, yo, like
Were you back on your health goss shit? Hey, yo, fam, let me get some buckles.
Yeah, I was saying how many roller coaster buckles were on that trip,
It was more
Oh,
opium.
sure, right.
Get the fucking the black leather KKK hood hat. That's
Isn't that
Going
that's
crazy.
Dumb- that's, Shane
from-
Oliver,
That's
right?
Shane Oliver, right?
I don't know if the
Anonymous
dunce cap
club?
is, I don't know if the dunce is he has
Yeah.
the one with the horns, but there's a KKK one.
Yeah, that's the Shane Oliver one.
The
Right.
KKK one?
The like the dunce cap thing.
The black skinhead joint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
I don't know, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Shout
You know,
out fucking opium.
I went and spent a weekend at Playboy Cardi's house for like a story that I did.
Oh yeah.
How's that?
Well, I was doing a profile. It was a cover story for 032C.
Mhm.
And his publicist at the time was like, yo, it's kind of hard to like get him to like talk at a specific time.
yeah.
So just come over and like he'll kind of like come to you like a cat. Like talk a little bit.
Wow.
So I spent like 2 or 3 days just like sitting in his house.
How much
and,
weed
like,
do you secondhand inhale?
It was crazy.
Was it in Atlanta?
Yeah, Atlanta. Yeah. So
Wait,
like-
had he moved into that fucking castle like that he lives in now?
yeah,
Was
that's where
that-
it was. Yeah, yeah.
The
But I mean,
dungeon.
it's like it's really interesting though because it's like they really smoke a lot of weed. Some of these rappers,
Yeah.
like
You don't say.
the amount of time it takes to roll it almost competes with like Like it's almost like they're always either rolling it or smoking it at all times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got to hit that flow state where you're like rolling while smoking.
Yeah.
You're
yeah.
burning it down while you're creating.
Or you have your
creating new.
friend who's like twisting up
Yeah.
for you. Or
How many
whatever.
cigs did he smoke? He's a big fucking dartsman.
Yeah, that's a new development though.
I was a dartsman back then too. So I
Yeah.
was just like chilling at his house, just chain smoking cigs. Like,
Fire.
Yeah. Which
Did
is
you
great.
drive with him or was it scary?
I did not drive with him. He did give me a tour of his like dune buggies and Lambos though.
That were
which is
gifts from
kinda cool.
Kanye, probably.
Probably.
The tank.
Yeah. Well, we've reached the end of our interview with you, Tom. Congrats again on
Mhm.
the relaunch of ID and the new position of editor-in-chief. As a guy so experienced in all forms of fashion media, whether it's on the retail side with Essence, the straight up fashion magazines like O32C, more like lifestyle ones like High Snob. Do you have any constructive criticism you'd like to give us before we get you out of here?
I feel like, you guys could like ask some more, like have like some more kind of like segments.
You want
do-
segments?
Yeah, like a rapid fire.
We used
or
to,
like
and then that got dead.
you don't like that?
No.
People don't like that?
It got repetitive. That's what
And,
happened.
and here's the thing is that you're only doing this because you want to reverse engineer like the hot takes that you have loaded in the chamber. Like you hate double-breasted jackets.
Mhm.
Fisherman sandals are ruined. What were the other
Mhm.
ones?
People are messing up my paraboot.
Oh,
The Paraboot.
Paraboot Michaels.
Yeah, they're being overexposed.
You think
right
they're
now.
torched?
I mean, I love them.
It's
Like
a
I'll
classic.
die. I'll live and die on that hill. But I don't like new people moving into the neighborhood. You know.
But
Oh, they gentrified them.
yeah.
Spoken like
Wow.
a true New Yorker. I do like. There's a lot of like kind of interpretations of that silhouette now, which I do like,
Yes. Yeah.
and like little twist on an old classic. or
and
whatever the
Paraboot
fuck.
has crazy.
Classic
Like,
with
they
a
have,
twist.
they have
Classic
ones
with
with
a
like
twist.
cow fur.
But
on
you don't
them
like
and
those?
stuff. I like those.
Those
I
are
like
sick.
Those are
That's
fire.
but that's like the next level. Everyone's getting
Yeah.
black or
Rudy
brown
did one
leather.
at Bally. That was 70% off at Woodbury Commons, but they didn't have my size. I wanted to cop them.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out
Yes.
Luigi. Big fan of the APs
Okay,
as
so
well.
we should do rapid fire segments. Very specific constructive criticism. What else?
Bro, that was so specific for you.
Were you think? No, I mean, I just think that like I like because for example, like I actually like the Bill Simmons podcast.
Oh my god. dude.
And like I like how when he plays these games where it's like let's redraft the like like I actually like listening to shit like that. You know what I mean? Like it kind of like
Let's play
soothes
out
my
if Hetty
brain.
goes to fucking Gucci.
Yeah.
Whatever. No.
No, I don't know. Like I don't mean like because I feel like a lot. I mean, you guys do a good job of it because you have interesting
Thank
shit
you.
to say. But I feel like there's a lot of podcasts that are just like we're gonna chatty boots like
We're gonna do some-
for an hour.
we're gonna do
like,
some
blah, blah,
games.
blah.
yeah.
Yeah.
You want to
Well,
play? You want to play games with us? I
or
get
people
it.
just get a little too chatty.
You're a yapper, bro. That's why you're here. This is great.
Yeah, that's true. What
the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Well, Tom, we want to thank you again for coming on to the only podcast that matters. Where can the kids follow you? What would you like to plug? When do you start at ID?
So I'm starting. A lot of people think I work there already. I do not work there yet. I start November 1st. First issue out March 25.
Oh my God, bro.
Wait, will the first issue of ID or GTA 6 come out first? Let's
Stay
drop it.
tuned.
Yeah.
Rockstar.
We'll find out.
Are you getting a lot of publicists be like, hey, can we like send you some shit or like flowers or?
I've just been keeping it. I have an off formula email address.
Okay.
Okay.
And so I'm trying to keep people from finding it, but
Mm,
I'm sure it'll get
that's
tossed
that's
around.
smart. That's smart.
Yeah.
All right. And what Tom Club with an H? The H is silent.
Yep. Yeah.
Tom-
Let's pump
Club.
those IG numbers up, dude.
Do you
Yeah.
do you feel pressure to like be like a face? Like other EICs of other menswear magazines?
I think like I like to strike a balance between like not being completely unknown, but like just like I feel like people who do this shit too know me,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm cool with that. But I don't need like strangers to know me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You don't want like a cult of personality.
You don't want
Yeah.
our laugh.
Well, because the thing is, like, I've seen people who have that, and it takes a lot of time to cultivate that. I'd rather just like make shit and then
The amount of time I think it took 1 hour and about 40 minutes.
exactly.
So I think you're okay.
All right. Well, Tom, thank you again.
Thanks, Tom.
Chef, take us out.